Hey guys, it's Diana. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk about my experience getting Pfizer's COVID booster. So I got my second dose of the Pfizer COVID vaccine back in early March. Because of that, I was eligible sometime last month, I believe, to get the booster because it was 6 months out and because I was at high risk for health issues. As you guys know, I have asthma, but they didn't actually open it up to other people to get it until I think later last month in September. Today is October 8th, so it has been approximately 7 months since I got my second dose. I got the booster earlier this week on Monday. The process to sign up for it was very easy. I was able to just go to the Walgreens website, sign in with my account, and register for the booster. They had a few appointments available. It was by date and time. I just had to pick which one worked out well for me. I had to obviously put in my information, and I believe I did have to fill out a little questionnaire online, like a consent form type thing, also outlining what condition I had that made me eligible, because right now I don't believe it's available for everybody. I think it's just for people who are at higher risk of disease and those over the age of 65 here in the United States. Once I got to Walgreens, it was also a pretty easy process to get registered and signed in with the pharmacist. I just had to give them my information, tell them who I was, that I was here for a COVID vaccine. They needed to see my ID as well as a copy of my vaccination card, so they could then write in that I got a third dose on that specific date. Obviously, I'm not going to show you my vaccine card because that has doxing information on it, and you really shouldn't be sharing images of your vaccine cards online. But I did also kind of have to go through the registration process again for some reason. She gave me a questionnaire to fill out that went a little bit more in depth from the one that I had filled out online. It asked me how I was feeling that day, if I had any specific diseases like heart disease or cancer or anything like that, which I do not. I had to also provide a copy of my insurance information to them so they could bill the insurance company for this vaccine, because if you did not know, the COVID vaccine is free to you as the person who is getting it, and they are very safe and effective. I waited a little bit. I got the vaccine. I got it in my right arm here. The spot that I got it in is still a little sore and a little tender. Today is Friday. I got it on Monday, so it's been 5 days. After they did that, I just had to sit there and wait for 15 minutes like happened with the first and second doses, to make sure that I didn't have any adverse reactions right there, and then I was free to leave. My side effects didn't start until much later that night. My arm was very sore. I did end up taking Tylenol for it throughout this whole process, not only for my arm but for the other side effects that I had experienced. And at one point during the night, I felt very cold but also hot at the same time. Like I had the chills and I was also having hot flashes. I couldn't regulate my body temperature. I was nauseous. I was extremely tired, but I was restless, if that makes sense. Like I couldn't sleep and I had a headache. I actually did end up falling asleep at some point, and I woke up to myself having a bad anxiety attack, which I am positive is not from the vaccine. To also be completely transparent, I've been off of my birth control pill all this week, so usually when that happens, things feel different in terms of emotions and regulating body temperature and things, because of hormones and because of menstruation and things like that. So I am sure that some of my side effects were amplified because I was not on my birth control. Because for those of you who take birth control, if you know, you're on it for 3 weeks and then you are off it for 1 week and the cycle continues. I am still not completely sure if all of these side effects were as severe as they should have been. Like, I think that they might have been a bit better if I had waited a week or two to get the vaccine when I was on the pill again, instead of doing it while I was off. But I wanted to get it done and over with to have peace of mind and get it in my system. I also had read and seen on the news prior to this that a lot of people said that the side effects that you may experience from the third dose, the booster, are going to possibly be very similar to the ones that you may have experienced after the second dose. If you recall, those were pretty much the side effects that I had from the second dose. I was fatigued, I was nauseous, I was hot, I was cold, I was like headachy, I had everything short of a fever and vomiting, basically, is what had happened. And it was pretty much the same thing this time, except it lasted for a longer amount of time and I felt like it was more severe. But that also could have been a combination of the vaccine, and I sometimes generally feel like that anyway when I'm not on birth control. Those things were probably amplified, like I said. I mean, I am still having hot flashes and things today, but I am over the symptoms other than my arm being sore. And I keep calling it symptoms, I mean side effects. I know that those two words really shouldn't be used interchangeably, so I apologize for that. But I know that these side effects are done. As of yesterday, Thursday, I have been feeling like 99% back to normal, but these hot flashes and other things that I'm experiencing now are still probably due to me not being on birth control currently. I basically did not do anything on Tuesday because I didn't feel good. I didn't even really eat because I was so nauseous. I didn't have an appetite, but I was hungry. I did eat. Obviously, I had some food, I had some protein, I had some oatmeal, whatever I ate things throughout the day. I ended up having a sandwich at some point during the day. I felt better as the day went on, and then I didn't feel good again because I was just headachy and fatigued and nauseous and hot and cold. I had that headache for 3 days. It finally went away yesterday morning. The Tylenol didn't really do anything. I ended up taking 2 ibuprofen for it, and that kind of helped. The headache, I'm positive, is because of the vaccine. I did get a headache after my first dose. I did not after my second dose, I believe, but this headache very much reminded me of the headache I got after my first dose. It felt different than the normal headaches that I get usually, because if you guys recall, I think I mentioned this before, I had chronic migraines when I was a teenager in middle school and high school. This was not a migraine. This was just a headache. It wasn't sinusy related. It wasn't related to straining my vision. It was just like a headache. It felt different than your average headache. So I'm pretty sure that that definitely was from the vaccine. It did take a little bit to go away. Like I said, it finally went away yesterday, Thursday, fully. As of now, today, I'm doing pretty good. No more side effects other than my arm being a little sore, and I'm still feeling a little hot, but that might not be from the vaccine, again, like I said. So I definitely recommend getting the vaccine. I am not a medical professional. If you are somebody who has had vaccines before and you are able to get vaccinated, I think that you should go and get this vaccine if you haven't gotten it already. It will definitely help to stop the spread of COVID and to help stop people from dying. Of course, I am aware that you can still get COVID if you are vaccinated, and you can still pass it on to other individuals, but you are less likely to be severely ill and hospitalized from COVID should you get it when you are already vaccinated. I just really think that getting this vaccine is very important because we've all been dealing with this pandemic for the last almost 2 years now. It's time to kind of put it to an end. There's a viable solution. If you have a child who's not able to get vaccinated yet, I think that Pfizer asked for approval for their vaccine for children ages 5 to 11, which is really cool. At least here in the United States, they asked for approval from the FDA, so hopefully that will happen soon. But I am very glad, like I said, to have gotten the vaccine. I think it is very important, and I honestly think the alternative is much worse. I would much rather feel like garbage for a couple of days or even a week instead of being on a vent from COVID. So I'm glad that this option is available. I am also going to get my flu shot. I didn't want to do both in the same day. I know that they can be done in the same day. There have been studies that shown that it is okay to get them one right after the other, or okay to get them in the same day, or to space them out. But I am going to get my flu shot. I'm going to probably wait a couple of weeks to do that. Anyway, that is my experience getting the Pfizer COVID booster. If any of you have gotten yours yet, I would love to hear what your experience was, if you had any side effects from it, if your experience registering or making an appointment for it was easy. Mine was much easier than doing it at the mass vaccination site a few months ago. With that, I am gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.